What are you going to do? Please make a decision already. I can't wait around forever, you know.
Well, I've told you repeatedly, haven't I? I'm not joining that Manda gang or whatever it is.
Every single parent at this kindergarten is part of it. If you choose not to join, it means you're turning everyone around you into enemies. Are you sure you're okay with that?
How much does it cost again?
The entrance fee is $500. Then there's an annual fee of $300 every year. So what do you think? If you consider it as a way to protect yourself from danger, isn't it a reasonable price?
No, that's outrageously expensive. And what exactly is this danger you're talking about? The most dangerous thing at this kindergarten is definitely you.
Oh, really? But complimenting me like that doesn't help your case, you know.
I'm not complimenting you.
So, what are you going to do? Hurry up and decide already. I can't keep wasting my time on just you. My time is valuable.
Look, I've said this multiple times, haven't I? I'm not joining the Manda gang.
Oh, really? Are you sure you won't regret this? You never know what kind of dangers lurk around in this kindergarten. I think it would be wise to have someone like me, part of the gang, on your side.
Gang? You're part of a gang?
Of course! My name is Manda, isn't it? It's obvious I'm either a spy or a gang member.
I think you're being a bit prejudiced here. Besides, if you're part of a gang, that makes you an even more dangerous presence.
That's exactly why you should have me as your ally. But if you refuse, that's your choice. Fine, I won't ask you again. However, just know that I won't be responsible for what happens next.
You're literally demanding bodyguard fees. That's classic gang behavior. Regardless of whether you're in a gang or not, I'm not joining the Manda gang.
Okay, so you're saying you're fine with whatever dangerous things happen? Just make sure you're careful out there. Just think about what could happen if you turn me into an enemy.
Seriously, what are you talking about? I can't believe you're using this scare tactic on me.
I'm just trying to look out for you. You might think you're fine on your own, but trust me, being alone isn't always safe, especially in a place like this. You'll never know who you might encounter or what could happen at the kindergarten when you least expect it.
You really have a flair for the dramatic, don't you? It's just a kindergarten, not a battlefield. Besides, do you really think the other parents are that terrifying? I mean, they're just parents like me, trying to do their best.
Oh, that's where you're wrong. This is not just any kindergarten. The dynamics here are complex, and the other parents can be quite territorial. Not being part of the group means you might miss out on an important information, or even face unwarranted hostility.
So you're saying I have to pay money to keep myself in the loop and avoid being ostracized? That sounds ridiculous. Why should I have to pay to feel safe among parents?
Because that's how things work in this community. If you want to be a part of it, you have to follow the rules. And trust me, it's better to have allies than to go it alone. You'll find it more beneficial in the long run.
Why do I get the feeling this is just a way for you to get some money? It feels like you're just using the concept of danger as a way to manipulate me into joining.
Maybe you're right. Or maybe I'm genuinely looking out for you. Either way, it's up to you. Just think carefully about your decision. Once you're out, there's no coming back. You'll be left to fend for yourself, and who knows what that entails.
Honestly, you're making this all sound so much worse than it is. Maybe I just need to trust my instincts and go with my gut feeling, rather than letting you frighten me into joining your little group.
Go ahead, trust your instincts. Just know that I warned you. It's not me who will suffer the consequences if you decide to remain an outsider.
Is that a threat? Because it sounds like one. You're coming off as pretty intimidating right now, you know.
I'm just stating facts. You have to understand the reality of the situation. It's better to be prepared than to find out too late. Keep your friends close and keep your potential enemies even closer, right?
I really don't like this conversation. I can't believe I'm being pushed into a corner like this. What happened to having a choice?
Well, choices come with consequences. Just remember that.
So, for a while now, those cheap harassments have been continuing. Hey, don't you think we need to make that idiot understand what's going on?
I absolutely knew you were going to say that. Listen, I'm not the same person I used to be.
What are you talking about? People don't change that easily. You're still the same local gang leader who absolutely hates anything crooked. It's legendary that you've never lost a fight to a guy.
That's all in the past. And for the love of everything, you should just forget about it already. You're the only one in this town who knows about that.
I'm proud of you. As your brother, you've been my hero since the day you took down those bullies who were picking on me.
Look, that was a long time ago. You don't have to keep worrying about it. Besides, that made you turn into a delinquent too. Anyway, I don't want any danger to come to Millie, so I'm not going to do anything.
But you're being harassed, right? Are you just gonna let it happen?
It's just whispers behind my back and some intentional shoulder bumps here and there. I can handle it if I just put up with it.
How weak is the legendary gang leader now?
Because they say they're from the gang. It would be troublesome to turn them into enemies, right?
No way, that's obviously just a bluff. You don't really believe that, do you?
I know it's a bluff.
And come on, you're not the kind of person who gets scared of a gang, right?
Anyway, I don't want to stand out anymore. I want to sever ties with my past and promote anti-violence.
What a shame. If you ever decide to get back at them, let me know. I'll help you with anything.
You just want to see me get into trouble, don't you?
Of course, I don't want to see you as some toothless tiger.
Right now, my daughter is the most important thing to me. I don't want to create unnecessary problems for Millie. You understand, right?
Well, if you put it that way, I can't say anything. But if you ever decide to retaliate, as long as it doesn't put Millie in harm's way, let me know. I'll help with whatever you need.
You're unbelievable.
Just think about it. You've dealt with those bullies before. You've got this. We're family, and family looks out for each other, right?
Look, that was different. I had a reason back then. Now it's about being a responsible adult and setting a good example for Millie. I can't let her see me fighting or getting involved in gang matters.
Come on, being responsible doesn't mean you can't stand up for yourself. You don't want her to think that she should just accept bullying, do you? That she should be passive?
I'm trying to teach her that there are better ways to handle conflicts without resorting to violence. I want her to be strong in her own way, not through aggression.
Strength can come in many forms. Sometimes standing your ground is the most important thing. If you let them walk all over you, what kind of message does that send to Millie?
Maybe, but I still think there are more peaceful solutions. I'm not going to let my past define me or my future. Hey, what do you think you're doing?
What do you mean, what am I doing? You're the one who's in the way. Don't stand right in front of me like that.
I was holding hands with my child over here. How could you reach out and touch me like that? What were you thinking?
Shut up. I don't care about your whining. You're just a nuisance, old lady. Don't underestimate the gang.
You're an old lady too, you know. And what does it matter that you're in a gang?
Ha! Who do you think you are talking back to me like that? I kicked you out because you were in my way without asking for permission. If you've got a problem with me, the gang member, why don't you say it to my face?
You scum. I'll crush you.
What did you just say?
You almost hurt Millie. This has crossed the line. I won't forgive you for this.
What's with you? Do you think I'll get scared because you're acting tough? I'm in a gang, you know. Is that how you want to rebel against me?
Well then, how about we settle this one-on-one later? After the graduation ceremony, come behind the toilet. Got it? Of course you'll come along. We'll talk it out there.
Behind the toilet?
Are you maybe scared? A person who claims to be in a gang, afraid to come alone?
Ha! I'm not scared at all. Fine, I'll go. I'll make sure you understand just how scary I can be.
I'll be waiting. Manda, it's terrible that you hit me with a wooden plank from behind. Can't you face me head on?
Ha! I don't know about that. Don't put the blame on me.
What?
Did you even see what the person who attacked you from behind looked like? You didn't, did you? So how could you know who did it?
Are you seriously underestimating me right now? I was trying to keep my cool and resolve this through conversation, but now I really don't care what happens next. Got it?
So what's going to happen? Besides going against me means you're going against the gang. If you're okay with that, then go ahead.
Then why don't you bring your gang with you?
Eh?
Since you have the gang backing you up, hurry up and bring them here.
What? Are you really okay with that? You won't get off easy.
So hurry up and bring them. I'm curious to see what kind of people will come.
No. This will turn into a big deal, so I'll let it slide. Forget it. This conversation is over.
Who said it's over? Bring your gang here now. If you don't, I'll crush you. What are you going to do?
What? I said I'm not calling them. It feels ridiculous to call them out for something like this.
Are you trying to say that you were lying about having a gang?
Huh? It's not a lie. If push comes to shove, I can bring a whole crowd to attack you.
Oh, really? A gang that can only sneak up on someone from behind? That's pretty pathetic.
Again, I'm saying it wasn't me. It must have been some suspicious person who showed up. If you joined the Manda gang, I could have protected you.
Here, watch this video.
Huh? What is this?
This is a video of you hitting me from behind with a wooden plank. It clearly shows your face, so this is undeniable proof.
What? No, this is...
It's pointless to come up with excuses now. With this, you're officially a criminal.
Wait a minute, who recorded this video?
That doesn't matter. Now, I could take this video straight to the police, but I'd like to know what you want to do.
No. Please, wait.
You don't want me to do that? Of course you wouldn't. So I need you to promise to listen to what I say from now on.
Hold on. Is that a threat?
Yes, it's a threat. If you don't do as I say, I'll make sure you regret it. After all, if you put my daughter in danger and then hit me from behind, it's only natural that this would be the consequence.
This is just... I never meant to put your daughter in danger.
Well, it looks like you did. You have to understand that actions have consequences. You might think you can get away with this, but I'm not going to let you.
But I didn't know it would go this far.
That's the problem. You acted without thinking, and now you've put yourself in a terrible situation. You think this is a joke? It's serious.
I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to.
Sorry, won't cut it now. You have a chance to make things right, but you need to cooperate with me. No more games. Are you going to listen or not?
Okay, I promise I'll listen. Just don't show that video to anyone, please.
Then we have an understanding. If you try to pull something like this again, I won't hesitate to use this evidence against you. You better watch your back. I'm keeping a close watch on you. If you do anything unnecessary, that video will be released to the public.
I understand. I'm just walking quietly.
I want you to return all the money you've collected from everyone under the guise of membership fees and annual dues. Until that's done, I won't take my eyes off you.
I get it. I'll do as you say. I just need to visit each house one by one, right? But how did it come to this?
If you have time to complain, then hurry up and go.
Yeah, I understand. But if I have to return the full amount to everyone, I'm going to go bankrupt.
You're part of a gang, right? Don't you have money?
Well, not all gangs are necessarily rich. But I'll try to pay back as much as I can. But returning the full amount to everyone is...
Then go into debt to get the money. If you don't pay everyone back in full, that video will be out there for everyone to see.
No way! Going into debt like that. If I did that, my family would be ruined.
What about the families of the mothers you've been extorting for money? You've ignored their suffering.
But they joined the Manda gang of their own free will. I didn't extort money from them.
You're talking about that while brandishing the gang? Just get on with it already.
But I have to prepare the money first.
I see. So you're stalling for time. Are you waiting for someone to come to your rescue?
It's too late for that. I've already called my friends. They're part of the gang. They're ready to make an example out of you. We're about to raid your house. If you don't want that, you better delete that video and apologize to me.
I don't care. Let's just get started on the refunds.
What? You don't care? Your family is in that house, isn't it? You must have your daughter there too.
If you want to raid, go ahead. That's up to you. If you're trying to waste my time this much, I guess I'll have to spread that video after all.
No, wait, I get it. I'll go refund everyone. Just know that you're okay with whatever happens to your family.
I don't want anything to happen to them, but if you want to raid, I won't stop you. Just know that you're prepared for that, right?
Huh? Oh no, I mean, I'm ready. I am, after all, part of a gang. That's nothing to me.
Then go ahead and give the order for the raid. Either way, you're still going to have to refund the other mothers.
Ha! Let's see how long you can keep that up. I just gave the order for the raid. Your family is finished now.
Are you all right? Did you get a response from them?
What? No, not yet. But they should be ready to move at any moment, so they'll respond quickly.
You might want to call them.
Yeah, I want to see the look of suffering on your family's faces as soon as possible. So I'll make the call and give them instructions. Just wait a moment. What on earth is going on? When I called, I was told that the attackers had been wiped out and that everyone had been sent to the hospital.
I anticipated something like this might happen, so my brother has been guarding our home. I'm glad to hear that. You didn't lose your life. People who would go so far as to harm a family member could have dealt with my brother in ways you can't even imagine.
Wait.
Now finally, I can resume my rounds of apologies. You can't buy yourself more time anymore, right?
I can't believe this.
You tried to secretly ask Helga for help? I heard you handed her a note explaining the situation.
What? Why?
It seems that once she understood the circumstances, she decided to side with me.
Why? She was my right-hand person.
Well, that's how much you're disliked. You need to properly apologize and make amends for what you've done.
No way. But I don't have any money left.
If you can't return anymore, then you'll have to borrow some from a friend of mine who lends money. I'll take you there right now.
I don't want to borrow money.
If you're saying you can't pay back anymore, then borrowing is your only option. Don't worry. I'll make sure the collection process is gentle.
I don't want to deal with a loan shark connected to you. And besides, I'm in a gang, remember? Do you really think I can just get away with this?
You're not in a gang. It's pretty obvious.
What? Of course! I am part of a gang. Just earlier, I was able to hire those attackers.
Those were just hired thugs, and my brother got the information from them.
Damn it! No, but those guys will go to the police. If that happens, your brother will be arrested for assault.
The police will certainly be interested in those who attempted to raid a private residence. And they'll also be looking for whoever was giving them orders.
Damn! What is wrong with you, really?
By the way, my brother also looked into your background. Not only are you not in a gang, but your name isn't Manda, it's Mandy.
Huh?
So you thought up a gang-like name and went by Manda? Honestly, how pathetic can you be? Though I don't think Manda sounds particularly gang-like either.
Please, I'm begging you, don't tell anyone.
If you don't want me to tell anyone, then please go ahead and borrow from my moneylender. For making your rounds of apologies, you'll probably need about $20,000 in cash, right? The interest rates will be a bit high, but it's not an amount you can't pay back.
I can't take this anymore.
So, is your apology tour finally over? I bet everyone received you with smiles, pleased to get some money back. You must have a clear understanding now of just how much you've been disliked.
Hey, it's done now, right? Can you just delete that video, please?
Oh, I'm sorry, but that video has already been spread far and wide.
What?
What I'm saying is, it doesn't really matter now if you try to delete it. I sent it to your husband too, so you're in for quite a ride from now on.
Wait a minute, that's not what we agreed on. What on earth are you doing? I did my part by apologizing and returning the money.
But you were the one who called in thugs and sought help from Helga halfway through. You broke the agreement too. Well, to be fair, I plan to spread that video regardless of whether you kept your promise.
So from the start?
That's right. From now on, you're in the position of the defendant and I'm the plaintiff. Get ready because I'm going to squeeze you for all the damages I can. All those moms from the kindergarten are also demanding compensation. Things are about to get a lot tougher for you, but I hope you don't get discouraged.
This is it. My life is over.
Yeah, I think so too. Your life is over. This is what happens when you make an enemy out of me.
You know, it's pretty wild how quickly things escalated. One moment you thought you could manipulate the situation, and now look at where you are, on the brink of losing everything. I wonder if you truly grasp the depth of your predicament.
I mean, you went around thinking that you could treat people however you wanted, assuming they would just accept it. But no one was okay with your actions, especially not after everything you've done. This isn't just about money, it's about respect, and clearly you've lost that in spades. Do you even realize how many people you've hurt? It's not just the moms you owe money to, it's the relationships you've damaged and the trust you've shattered. This is going to haunt you, and you can't just wish it away. I don't think you fully understand what I'm capable of when it comes to fighting back. You assumed you could push me around, but I've got my resources too. You might have been the big shot, but in reality, you're just a small fry with big dreams of grandeur. You've dug your own grave, and now you have to lie in it. You could have avoided this by playing nice, but you chose the hard way. It's sad, really. I almost feel pity for you. But then again, you've brought this on yourself. So, are you prepared for the storm that's coming? Because it's going to be relentless. There's no backing out now. You've crossed too many lines. Your pleas and your cries will fall on deaf ears. No one is going to come to your rescue because you've burned too many bridges.
Hannah, I have to say, revenge really is fun. I was genuinely thrilled when I got your message saying you were gonna get back at them.
I just couldn't let it slide. And I owe a big thanks to Dexter too. He really helped us fend off those guys.
Honestly, what difference does it make how many of those pathetic thugs there were? It's all the same to me. But seriously, is that really all you plan to do?
Is that all?
Yeah, I mean, those thugs and that self-proclaimed gang member who calls himself Manda. Don't you think that's a bit too mild for you? I expected more from you. Remember the last time you had them all tied up with ropes and tossed them in the river?
Okay, enough with the old stories.
What I did this time was still quite a significant act of revenge in the eyes of the public.
But it just feels a little underwhelming for someone like you.
However, I want to say this. As your sister, I'm really proud of how far you've come.
What? Of course, you've done an amazing job. You filmed Manda getting punched, you beat up those thugs, and you even exposed that Manda was using a fake name.
Oh, well, that's how you see it? I was expecting a more touching sentiment.
Sure, I didn't have much screen time in this whole ordeal, but this act of revenge wouldn't have happened without my support. So if you ever have someone you want to get back at in the future, you better count on me to help you out. It's not just about the revenge itself, but the way you've pulled everything together. You've really shown everyone that you won't be messed with, and that's something to be proud of. Not only did you take a stand for yourself, but you also made it clear that no one should underestimate you. Remember, it's not just about striking back, it's about sending a message. The way you handled those thugs and put Manda in their place shows you've got grit. You didn't just roll over and take it. You fought back in a way that would make anyone think twice before crossing you again. So, when you take a step back and look at the bigger picture, it's about more than just the little victories here and there. It's about establishing your reputation and showing people that you're someone who stands up for what's right. It's about empowering yourself and those around you.
Manda, or rather, Mandy, found herself in a precarious situation when she was collectively sued by the mothers at her son's kindergarten. This group of parents came together to file a lawsuit against her, claiming that her actions had somehow harmed their children, leading to significant emotional distress and other repercussions. The situation escalated quickly, and it forced her into a dire financial situation that she could hardly afford. The lawsuit turned into a public spectacle, attracting attention and gossip that permeated the community. As the legal battle unfolded, it became evident that Mandy's life was spiraling out of control. The immense stress, compounded by public scrutiny, took a toll on her marriage. Understandably, her husband reached a breaking point. He could no longer tolerate the chaos surrounding them. He packed his belongings and left, initiating a divorce that only added to Mandy's already tumultuous life. The split was not amicable, with anger and resentment festering between them. Each party had their reasons for the breakdown of their relationship, but in the end, it was Mandy who lost the most in this painful process. With the divorce finalized, the custody battle over their son became an unfortunate reality. Despite her tireless efforts to prove that she could provide a stable and nurturing environment for her child, Mandy ultimately lost custody to her ex-husband. This decision shattered her heart and left her feeling completely alone in the world. She found herself living in a small, rundown apartment, struggling to make ends meet and grappling with the overwhelming loneliness that now filled her life. The once bright and lively home she had envisioned for herself and her son was replaced with the stark reality of her situation. The dismal surroundings of her new living arrangement served as a constant reminder of how far she had fallen. To add insult to injury, Mandy's financial troubles didn't stop with the lawsuit and the divorce. She was already burdened with debt, but as time went on, the interest on her loans continued to pile up, making it increasingly difficult for her to escape the cycle of financial despair. The bills kept coming, and with each passing day, her situation seemed to grow more dire. The weight of her financial obligations felt suffocating, and she often found herself lying awake at night, staring at the ceiling and wondering how she would ever regain control over her life. Meanwhile, on the internet, things were not looking up for Mandy either. A video that had been posted during the height of her controversy went viral, spreading like wildfire across various social media platforms. People began to share and comment on it, fueling a public outcry that seemed never-ending. The situation escalated into a full-blown scandal, with online trolls mocking her and spreading rumors that added to her humiliation. It felt as though the entire world was watching her downfall, and she felt completely exposed and vulnerable. Each notification on her phone brought a fresh wave of negativity that she could hardly bear. I often reflect on the extent of the revenge I took against those who had wronged me. And while I acknowledge that it was quite severe, there's still this nagging feeling, and perhaps it wasn't enough. Dexter, on the other hand, has been relentless in his judgment, insisting that my actions were soft and lacked the intensity necessary to truly make a point. This raises the question of what exactly would satisfy him. What level of retribution would he consider sufficient? It's a perplexing thought that lingers in my mind, causing me to wonder if I should have done more or approached the situation differently. Looking back on my life during these tumultuous times, I can't help but reflect on how I must have appeared to others. Perhaps they viewed me as some sort of monstrous figure, someone who was completely out of control and wreaking havoc wherever I went. I never intended for things to spiral to such an extent, nor did I ever want to hurt anyone. In my mind, I was simply reacting to the overwhelming circumstances that surrounded me. I was a mother fighting to protect my child and myself, not some villain in a story meant to entertain. I remember the days when I would go to the kindergarten to pick up my son, and the stares I received from the other mothers were piercing. It was as if they could sense the turmoil brewing beneath the surface of my life. Some would whisper behind my back, and I could only imagine the awful things they were saying. Others would simply avoid me altogether, pretending I didn't exist. It felt as though the entire community had turned against me, and that sense of isolation only deepened my struggles. Despite the overwhelming feelings of despair, I still tried to put on a brave face. I would often wear a smile, pretending that everything was okay, even when I felt like I was crumbling inside. It was exhausting to maintain that facade, but I believed it was necessary to protect my son from the harsh reality of our situation. I wanted him to feel safe and secure, even if everything around us was falling apart. In my heart, I knew that I had made mistakes, but I also believed that I had the right to defend myself and my family. The line between right and wrong became blurred, and I found myself questioning my own moral compass. As the days turned into weeks and the weeks into months, I wondered how I would ever regain a sense of normalcy in my life. Would I ever be able to rise above the shame and humiliation that seemed to follow me like a dark cloud? The memories of happier times with my son haunted me relentlessly. I thought of the playful moments we had shared, the laughter that filled our home, and the dreams I had for our future together. Now those dreams felt like a distant memory, overshadowed by the reality of my situation. I missed the little things like bedtime stories and cooking meals together. Those were moments that had brought us joy and comfort, and they seemed so far out of reach now. As I navigated this challenging phase of my life, I began to search for ways to cope with the overwhelming sadness and loneliness. I sought support from friends and family, though many were hesitant to approach the subject, unsure of how to help. I appreciated their concern, but often felt more isolated than ever. It was a paradox. I longed for companionship, but was afraid of the judgment that might come with it. The very thought of opening up to others about my struggles filled me with dread. I found solace in journaling, pouring my thoughts onto the pages as a way to process my emotions. Writing became my refuge, a safe space where I could express my fears, frustrations, and hopes without fear of judgment. Through my writing, I began to understand my feelings more deeply, allowing me to confront the pain head-on rather than suppressing it. The act of putting pen to paper helped me untangle the mess of emotions that swirled within me, providing clarity and a sense of release. Additionally, I sought out online communities of others who had faced similar challenges. While the internet had played a significant role in my downfall, it also became a source of support. I discovered forums and groups where people shared their stories of overcoming adversity. Reading their experiences gave me hope and reminded me that I was not alone in my struggles. There was a certain comfort in knowing that others had faced similar demons and emerged stronger on the other side. As the months passed, I started to rebuild my life piece by piece. I focused on finding a job that would allow me to regain some independence and provide for myself. It was a daunting task, but I knew it was necessary for my well-being. I took every opportunity that came my way, even if it meant stepping out of my comfort zone. I was determined to prove myself that I could overcome the obstacles that had been thrown in my path. Through hard work and determination, I began to find my footing again. I learned to embrace the small victories, celebrating each step forward as a testament to my resilience. Every job interview, every dollar earned, and every moment spent with my son were milestones in my journey of recovery. While the scars of my past remained, I refused to let them define me. Instead, I chose to use my experiences as motivation to forge a brighter future for myself. The journey to healing was not linear. There were setbacks and moments of doubt along the way. Yet, with every challenge I faced, I grew stronger and more determined. I realized that it was possible to reclaim my narrative and reshape my identity. I was no longer just a victim of circumstance. I was a survivor, a warrior fighting for her future.